If you're a regular viewer of Tennessee Crossroads, you've probably noticed that we're mighty fond of our state's food. From the Mississippi to the Smokies, there are more taste-tipping treats than you could, well, shake a stick at. Well, our new wonderful state museum has captured the essence of Tennessee cuisine, and Ed Jones sampled the buffet.
There's just a lot of good food in this state.
I like food.
Let's eat.
Tennessee just put its museum where its mouth is.
There's so many different types of food in Tennessee, from hot chicken to the banana pudding festival, so it's great to celebrate that.
That delicious diversity is being celebrated now through January at the Tennessee State Museum, where Rob DeHart is curator for the Let's Eat exhibit.
Let's Eat is about the origins of Tennessee food, how that cuisine has evolved over time, and where those influences can be tasted today.
And Let's Eat takes you there through photos, videos, and artifacts that reach back thousands of years.
We look at Tennessee food from three different cultural groups, one being Southeastern Indians. We focus on the three sisters, corn, squash, and beans. The other being enslaved African Americans, and they brought their love for spices and things like okra and sweet potatoes. Also, we look at West European influences, which they provided a lot of the proteins that become associated with Southern food, such as pigs and chicken and beef.
Actually, I don't eat beef because of my love for cows. So that's the one meat I don't eat because, if I'm dressed as a cow, I shouldn't eat cow,
Even if beef isn't your cup of tea, there's something to suit every taste in the exhibit.
I love food and I get really excited talking about it, so this was the perfect exhibit for me.
Which made Daria Smith the perfect graphic designer for Let's Eat. She explains how she set the mood for food.
I think of keywords that I really want people to take away or to feel when they get into the exhibit. And after that, I go towards colors because I love picking colors, and that sets the whole visual mood for everything. When you think of food festival, it's colorful, there's busy, there's lots of things going on, but you're still in the moment, you're still immersed in something, and we want to have the main focus be on the artifacts. So my goal was to really do pops of color to evoke that kind of busy, fun food festival mood, but keep it real simple for the artifacts to shine.
Some of the artifacts literally shine, like this neon beauty that many Nashvillians will recognize.
This is the Verillo sign from the Church Street location where it used to be. We think the sign dates from the 1940s. And also you can see the original tamale maker. If you're familiar with Verillo's, their signature chili is the chili spaghetti with the tamale on top. And this is the original maker that was used to make the tamales by Frank Verillo Sr. in the early 1900s. This stump jumper boat we use to interpret the legacy of fishing in Tennessee for food. And this boat was specifically designed to be on Reelfoot Lake, which has many cypress stumps.
In case you're wondering, no, there's nothing edible in the exhibit, which is probably for the best. I think that corn is past its expiration date.
This corn cob is a remarkable artifact. This came from a dry rock shelter in Middle Tennessee. It's from the late woodland period. It looks very different from the corn that we see today.
Let's Eat is served in 8 different courses, which trace the origins of Tennessee dishes.
For example, one of the themes is making do, about how some cuisine develops out of people with limited resources. We talk about canning, pickling, and things that are associated with Tennessee food that were because people had very limited resources. Another thing we look at is how people out of necessity had to cook for others and how that was very innovative in developing new recipes.
One particularly spicy recipe came from a mad woman's frying pan and ended with fire.
Thornton Prince, who was a pig farmer in Williamson County, moved to Nashville, and he was, according to the family, a known womanizer. Came home late one night on a Saturday night, asked his girlfriend to make him some chicken, and she weaponized spices and basically made the chicken so hot in an effort to harm him, but he actually enjoyed it and opened his own hot chicken shack.
And the rest is history. History that explains how our favorite foods came to be and became the tasty ties that bind us all together.
I think there's more to food than just eating it. There's community, people talking, learning the cultures behind the food.
Wherever we went and we talked to people about food, it always turned into a conversation about community and family. For example, when we went to the Four-Way restaurant in Memphis, the current owner's father purchased the restaurant because he wanted to try to revitalize the neighborhood. Or like when we went to Cruz Farm Dairy in Knoxville, they have this very successful ice cream and buttermilk business, but it was part of trying to preserve this dairy farming legacy that had been in their family for generations. So it was surprising to me and very enjoyable to me that this exhibit that started out talking about food ended up talking so much more about people and community and family.
I think we've done a really good job at covering all of the regions of Tennessee and feel that most people will feel represented. For the State Museum, we want to be able to share all of Tennessee.
When people leave the exhibit, I would most like them to see how what we eat in Tennessee is the product of cultural interactions between many different people with different backgrounds and histories. Some of these interactions occurred hundreds of years ago, some of them are still occurring today. But this is a thing that I learned from the exhibit, and I think this makes Tennessee food something we really want to celebrate in the state.